to be launching a tasty pastry. It's a low-carb Pop-Tart. It's got 3 to 4 grams of net carbs, and we love this show. This is our best place to be in LA.
Welcome back to Legendary Foods Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Tuesday, September 14th, 2021. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. In my experience, when an athlete is coming into a big show as the favorite, they usually feel one of two ways. Either they're completely confident because they've put in the work and they know that they have been there before, or they get way too deep into their own head and let fear and anxiety throw off their game. But judging by the way Brandon Hendrickson looks right now, I'd say that he's a lot more of the former than he is the latter. The two-time men's physique Olympia champ probably looks as good as we've ever seen him this far out from a show, and the vibe you get from Brandon when you hear him talk is that he's got everything under control. And when an athlete can come stress-free and confident in who they are and what they've done, things have a way of just falling into place. We're only a few weeks away from seeing one of the most highly anticipated classic physique events of the year, and Dani Younan's got a message for the competition. I'm going to win, period. At this point, it's been well documented how deep this pool of athletes is. But when you consider the fact that Dani's been a top 6 Olympian 2 out of the last 3 seasons, and that he looked his all-time best when he won the New York Pro a few months ago, I think he deserves to be confident heading into the Olympia. Opportunities in this business are far and few between, so when one finally presents itself, you damn sure be ready to grab it. Now that we're into the second week of September, it means that we're a little less than a month out from kicking things off at the Arnold Classic UK, which could end up having major implications as far as Olympia qualifications are concerned, even though they'll be for next year. On paper in the Men's Open, there are a few names that should jump out as your early favorites, which we'll get to shortly. But in the meantime, I want to draw your attention to this man, Patrick Johnson, who's set to make his pro debut there because I've had more than a few people tell me that they think he might have some dark horse potential. According to Patrick's coach and my good friend Justin Miller, their plans have been to keep the updates to a minimum until they get closer to the show, where they believe they have a real shot to contend for a top 5 finish. Outside of Nathan the Escher right now, those next 3 or 4 spots feel like they could be up for grabs. So if Patrick delivers the goods, a top 5 spot could definitely be within reach. And since we're already talking about the Arnold UK, I figured that we might as well transition right into this brand new update from Samson Dauda. According to the last report from Samson's camp, he's sitting somewhere in the neighborhood of 280 pounds right now, which is the heaviest that he's ever been with this level of conditioning this far out from a show. Samson's had a lot of buzz surrounding him since they announced him as a late addition to the show after not being listed in the initial lineup. And it isn't hard to see why. He has great flow to his look for a guy his size. And if he can put all the pieces together, it'll be interesting to see if he can give Nathan and Regan Grimes a run for their money. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions. And make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.